Draft night is finally here, and the tension is reaching a boiling point for the New York Giants. With head coach John Harbaugh leading the charge for a massive roster overhaul, 4 players are now staring down the barrel of unemployment as the team looks to move on. From falling stats to lack of production, guys like safety Nubin, linebacker Musau, running back Gray, and receiver Jalin Hyatt are all fighting to keep their spots on this squad. The decisions made this weekend could effectively end their time in New York, and we are tracking every single move as the draft board begins to take shape.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
The New York Giants are standing at a major crossroads, with the 5th and 10th overall picks in their pockets. After the blockbuster trade that sent defensive star Dexter Lawrence to the Cincinnati Bengals, the pressure is on to restock the talent pool immediately. Whether they go for playmakers like Jordan Tyson or look to secure explosive talent like Jeremiyah Love, the speculation is running wild. The decisions made before the clock starts ticking this Thursday will define the trajectory of this rebuilding franchise for years to come. Defense is the undisputed mission for the New York Giants as they head into the draft with 2 premium top 10 selections. General Manager Joe Scone and head coach John Harbaugh have a clear mandate to fix a unit that consistently faltered in crunch time last season. Whether they target Ohio State standout Caleb Downs to anchor the secondary or search for a new defensive tackle to fill the massive void left by the departure of Dexter Lawrence, the front office is signaling that the era of being pushed around is over. It is a high-stakes chess match, and every move is designed to make this defense the identity of the team. The running back room is officially on notice as the New York Giants evaluate the potential of drafting high-profile prospect Jeremiyah Love, while Cam Scatibo and Tyrone Tracy Jr. currently lead the depth chart. The possibility of adding a dynamic playmaker like Love, or even a veteran reunion with receiver Odell Beckham Jr., proves that no one is safe and everything is on the table for coach John Harbaugh. We are covering every draft pick, trade rumor, and roster move as it happens, so stay locked in to catch every update. Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of our coverage. The NFL draft is usually a time for hope and new beginnings, but for a handful of New York Giants players, it's the most nerve-wracking weekend of the year. With a new coaching staff in place and no personal ties to the holdover roster, the front office is looking for upgrades, which means a few familiar faces might be on their way out. Let's break down the 4 players whose jobs are officially on the bubble. First up is safety Nubin. After a regression that saw his coverage rating balloon and his missed tackles spike, the writing might be on the wall. If the Giants pull the trigger on Ohio State's Caleb Downs, a player coach Harbaugh has already hyped as a potential Hall of Famer, Nubin's time as a starter is likely finished. Next, we have linebacker Musau. Originally brought in as a special teams depth piece, he simply hasn't developed into the starter caliber player the team needs. In such a deep linebacker draft class, his roster spot is looking thinner by the day. Then there's Eric Gray. He was drafted to provide a spark, but with lackluster production on offense and an alarming lack of vision as a return specialist, his days seem numbered. If the Giants grab another back this weekend, expect them to move on. Finally, we have to talk about Jalin Hyatt. Despite being a third-round pick with high expectations, his production has cratered. He's struggled with contested catches and hasn't proven he can be the reliable X-receiver the team needs to pair with Malik Neighbors, with rumors swirling about potential veteran signings like Odell Beckham Jr. or new draft additions. Hyatt is officially fighting for his life. Which of these players do you think stays, and who is packing their bags? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more Giants analysis. After all, in the NFL, today's roster is tomorrow's history. The Big Apple is buzzing, and for good reason. The New York Giants are undergoing a total transformation. Forget everything you knew about the team's direction, because the coaching carousel just stopped on the biggest prize of them all, John Harbaugh. After a legendary 18-year run in Baltimore, The Super Bowl winner has touched down in the NFC East, and he's ready to turn Big Blue into a juggernaut. But let's be real, the roster he's inheriting is a massive project. The biggest tremor. The departure of defensive anchor Dexter Lawrence. Trading a two-time All-Pro to Cincinnati for the 10th overall pick is a bold, high-stakes move, but it leaves a gaping hole on defense that needs to be plugged immediately. With that 10th pick now in their pocket, combined with their own 5th overall selection, the Giants have the kind of premium ammunition that can jumpstart a rebuild overnight. Now, look at the offensive side of the ball. Jackson Dart showed some real promise under center last season, leading a respectable attack, but the injury bug is lingering. With weapons like Malik Neighbors and Cam Scatebo coming off season-ending injuries, the front office has to be strategic. Could they gamble on an explosive playmaker like Jordan Tyson at 10, or perhaps bolster the trenches with someone like Francis Moigoa to keep Dart upright? Whatever they choose, the real drama might actually lie on the defensive side of the ball. That unit was statistically one of the worst at stopping the run last year, and losing Lawrence makes them even more vulnerable. This brings us to the Ohio State connection, Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs. Grabbing a versatile, high IQ defender like Styles or a shutdown presence like Downs isn't just a luxury, it's becoming a necessity. Personally, I think chasing positional value is a trap. If these guys are the best football players on the board, you take them. Building a defense with smart, high-motor veterans at every level is how you change a culture. As we count down to the draft, all eyes are on these two picks. Can Harbaugh work his magic? We'll find out soon enough. If you're ready to get in on the action, head over to DraftKings and join the conversation. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for all our latest draft analysis. And I have to ask, if you were in the Giants' front office, would you prioritize the explosive playmaker or rebuild that defense from the ground up? Let us know in the comments below. If you're a New York Giants fan, you know last season was a roller coaster, and not the fun kind. We went 4-13, watched leads evaporate in the fourth quarter, and faced a salary cap nightmare that forced us to ship off a franchise cornerstone in Dexter Lawrence. But hope is officially in the air. With the legendary John Harbaugh now at the helm and a pair of top 10 picks in this year's draft, the narrative for Big Blue is finally shifting from rebuild to reload. But here is the million-dollar question. With picks 5 and 10, should we chase offensive flash or defensive grit? If you ask me, the answer is screaming at us from the game film of every single blown lead last year. We need to go defense, and we need to do it twice. Think about it. Our offense actually showed some real sparks under Jackson Dart, putting up points at a respectable clip. It wasn't the play calling that killed us. It was a secondary that got picked apart when the game mattered most. That's why my dream scenario starts at pick 5 with a guy like Caleb Downs. Adding that kind of football IQ to a safety room alongside Jevon Holland. That's not just a draft pick, that's a culture shift. It's that Harbaugh-style toughness we've been craving. And at pick 10, don't get cute by reaching for a receiver when we still need to solidify the secondary or find the next anchor for our defensive line. We can address the offensive line or depth later in the draft. The goal this weekend is to transform this defense from a liability into a brick wall. It's time to stop letting opposing QBs carve us up and start forcing the turnovers that actually win ball games. So, what's your take? Are you all in on a lockdown secondary, or do you think we still need to gamble on more offensive firepower? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from you. And hey, if you want the inside track on every move the Giants make, hit that subscribe button, follow us on socials, and keep those mailbag questions coming. At the end of the day, a team is only as good as its ability to close out the fourth quarter, and this draft is our chance to prove we've finally learned how to finish. Could the New York Giants be about to blow up their backfield just as they found their groove? With the 2026 season on the horizon, Big Blue is looking at a depth chart headlined by the hungry duo of Cam Scatebo and Tyrone Tracy Jr. But don't get too comfortable with that lineup just yet. While you've still got veteran presence like Devin Singletary in the mix alongside Eric Gray and Dante Miller, the front office is clearly playing a high-stakes game of chess. Here is the curveball. Rumor has it that if draft sensation Jeremiyah Love slides to the 5th pick, the Giants might find the temptation to pull the trigger impossible to resist. Sure, Running back isn't their biggest hole, but a talent like that. That's the kind of move that turns an offense into a nightmare for defensive coordinators, even if it means triggering trade talks for the guys already in the building. Add in whispers of a potential reunion with Odell Beckham Jr. Post-draft, and it's clear head coach John Harbaugh is burning the midnight oil trying to piece together a championship puzzle. But let's talk strategy. Is chasing a luxury offensive piece really the right move for a team that just shipped out a defensive anchor like Dexter Lawrence? Personally, I think the priority has to shift. With defensive game changers like Sonny Styles or Caleb downs on the board, ignoring the defensive side of the ball for a flashy runner could end up being a massive, season-defining error in judgment. The offense is exciting, but defense still wins rings, and Harbaugh knows that better than anyone. What do you think? Should the Giants swing for the fences with a playmaker like Love, or is it time to fortify the defense after losing Lawrence? Drop your take in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives. And remember, in the NFL, the best moves are often the ones you never see coming.